Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Keeping your IT team sharp isn't optional. It's essential. CBT Nuggets delivers high-quality IT training led by real-world experts who know what teams actually need on systems teams will actually use. Whether it's staying current on cloud, networking, or security, CBT Nuggets makes training simple, effective, and scalable. No fluff, no wasted time, just smarter, faster IT teams. Thousands of companies trust CBT Nuggets, and yours can too. Go to cbtnuggets.com/solutions and start training today.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why, like you, he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
These are multi-million-dollar homes in the Ventura area. And hopefully the wind calms down tonight and they can start to get their lives back tomorrow. But this is just absolutely devastating. If you get home tonight, flip on TV, you'll see home after home after home burned to the ground. And some of these homes burned to the ground without a fire truck ever showing up. They just were stretched too thin, and they didn't have enough personnel to show up at every single one of these fires. So how about that, where, your home is on fire and no help is on the way? You've been paying taxes your whole life, and when your home catches on fire, there's not enough personnel to come put your house out. Just the anger and the depression and the sorrow that goes on is incredible. And, a lot of memories, Christmases, birthdays, Thanksgivings, all in that house with family, maybe family members that are no longer with you. And the last memories you have of them are in that house. It's beyond devastating. Beyond devastating. So we'll keep an eye on this. It looks like they've got a bit of a handle on it. I don't see as many homes burning, and it looks like the winds have calmed down just a bit. But the winds are going to be tough all night and into tomorrow as well. All right. Last night we were here late with the election, and Kamala Harris, the vice president, has officially conceded and called Donald Trump. Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States. And here's Kamala Harris and her concession to Donald Trump and what she said in that speech.
Folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, I sort of feel bad for her. They really only gave her a short period of time, 90 days or so, to get up and running. A lot of people had no idea who she was when she started, and she had to do a lot of this, by herself. I think they mismanaged a lot of that. And And I think, they're going to look back and see what happened, what went wrong. And I think a lot of things did. I don't know. I don't know.
I've been reading a lot of the analysis and the finger pointing that's been going on, and a lot of people are saying that the person basically in charge of the campaign was Biden's had a lot to do with Biden's campaign, and she kept things very Biden centric with the people that were still a part of the campaign, and kept a lot of Harris's people sort of out of the loop with emails and things like that. And,
is that right?
Yeah, that's why she was kind of like not deferential, but she wasn't as strong in sort of separating herself from Biden, which a lot of people criticized at the time. There was the View thing where she said, when they asked her, was there anything you would do differently? And she says, well, I can't think of anything right now. That was a huge thing within the campaign. Yeah.
I'm sort of middle of the road guy. I made a bet with a friend of mine, because I've become a huge liberal. It's much easier in town. So I just, I just went for it. I saw the writing on the wall, the people who are really conservative in radio have all bailed, either got fired or quit. And so I don't know if you know this, but I got a daughter in college, and I got a pretty wicked gambling Jones that I'm really sort of unable to shake. And so I really need the job. And I backed off a lot of politics. And so I made so I had a lot of my friends, liberal friends come in, Billy Ray and Alex Michelson and Alex Stone and all the liberals we've had on the show. Mark Thompson every Tuesday, big liberal, and so I surrounded myself with them, and I sort of got hooked into that, and I made a bet with a friend of mine who's a big one of these Trump a-holes, these Trump train guys, and I made a bet with him that Kamala would win, and he said Trump would win, and I'm sorry, Kamala Harris. And he said Trump would win. I said, nah, I think Kamala's got it. And he said, well, let's make a bet. And I said, all right. And I was drunk, and I bet him. Oh. And so now, starting on Inauguration Day in January 20th, I got to wear a Trump hat for 4 years. 4 years. It was a buddy of mine I've known for a long time, a guy named Gary McGarry, who I've known since like 7th grade, 8th grade.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's a bad deal. So I know Belly was like, oh, you don't have a friend named Gary McGarry. I'm like,
you don't. Like Gary.
Well, you weren't on the air. I was going to keep that off the air so you didn't embarrass yourself.
Gary McGarry.
Yeah, I got a friend named Gary McGarry.
A worse name. You probably saw Gary Hoffman and you.
Get out of here.
Yeah, my friend Gary McGarry.
So he's a Trump train guy. He's one of those Trump idiots, and now I've got to wear a Trump hat or a Trump shirt or whatever for 4 years, starting on inauguration. 4 years.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Oh, really?
That's right.
You have a friend, Gary McGarry. Gary McGarry, and you made a bet.
That's right.
And now you have.
I got to wear Trump gear for 4 years.
This sounds so absurd.
It sounds odd, doesn't it?
It sounds.
Well, you know what? Maybe you're overthinking it. Did everyone accuse you of that? Of overthinking stuff?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's what you're doing.
What did you just say to me?
Yeah, you're overthinking it.
Well, what happens if you don't wear it?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I got to, give them a couple bucks.
You don't want to get mooshed.
I don't.
Mooshed?
It's mushed.
Oh, whatever. Guess I was overthinking it.
It's not mooshed.
What is it?
It's mushed.
Mushed.
Yeah.
I kind of like mooshed better.
Mush is when you mush a guy that you make a bet together, or you owe money and you don't pay him. You mush him. It's an old track term.
So you'll wear the hat because you don't want to get mushed.
Mushed.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
mushed.
Mushed. Mushka. Mushka. Mickey Mouse over here.
Is that a physical thing? The mush?
I don't know where that term came from.
Just like a tease?
No, it's like a buddy of mine hooked up with one of those websites where you bet, on gambling, and there's an online casino, and he put a credit card in for $2,000, and then like 3 months later they denied the charges. So he called the online casino, called him and said, "Hey, your credit card didn't go through; it's just denied. You owe us $2,000. And he said, sweetheart, that money's gone. And he goes, yeah, I know. You gambled it. You owe us $2,000. He goes, I'm going to tell you again. That money, I don't have that money anymore. I spent it on your site gambling. It's gone.
You got the money.
Yeah. And he said, well, but you owe us $2,000. He goes, I don't know how else to tell you this. I'm not paying you. It's gone. I don't have it anymore. I put it on your site. I spent it on your gambling site, and I'm mushing you. I'm not paying you. I don't pay anybody. I don't pay anybody anything. So you're not getting a dime out of me. Yeah. Those are the guys you run into the track all the time. All the time. Every day. All right, we'll keep an eye on this fire. Devastating fire. The mountain fire, they're calling. It's burned 10,500 acres. They're looking at winds tomorrow in the 30 to 40 mile an hour range. Temperatures in the 70s and wind gusts from 40 to 65 miles an hour. Steady winds at 15 to 20 miles an hour. That is going to be tough for everybody that lives up in that area. And it's going to extend to Santa Clarita, all the way to Oxnard, Ojai, Santa Paula, Camarillo, Moore Park, and Simi Valley. Plus the valleys, San Fernando Valley, you're going to get wind as well. The humidity is really, really low out there. Double digits, low double digits, 15% in Santa Clarita, 16% in Pasadena, 15% out where Crozier lives in Claremont, 12% in San Bernardino, 13% in Riverside, 9% in Santa Ana, 9% humidity, 8% near the ocean at LAX, 8% humidity. It's unbelievable. 11% in Temecula. So keep an eye out there. It's going to be tough to sleep tonight with the winds. Everyone thinks, fire's coming. And it is in a lot of neighborhoods. So
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why, like you, he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Highmark Blue Shield, you can see a mental health professional in 3 days or less to help you go from okay to great. Because what you have on the inside deserves to be seen. Because life. Highmark Blue Shield.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Careful.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
We'll keep an eye on the mountain fire. And if there's any more press conferences or updates, we'll have them for you immediately. But just devastating up in Camarillo and Ventura. Home after home. Beautiful 4, 5, 6,000 square foot homes. A lot of property. A lot of them have vineyards, so they're growing their own grapes, making their own wine, enjoying themselves in a part of California that doesn't get a lot of attention. You know, it's not Dana Point, it's not Laguna, it's not Newport, it's not Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, Malibu. But the weather up there in Camarillo, with the exception of today, is spectacular. It's always 10, 15, 20, sometimes 30 degrees cooler than the San Fernando Valley. And when it was hot in the valley, and my wife and I, we lived in Tarzana. We just put our daughter in the car. She was 1, 2 years old. And we drive to Ventura just to get out of the heat and enjoy ourselves. And once you get over that, you go through Westlake, Thousand Oaks, and then you're on the mountain there, on the decline there, and you ascend into the Camarillo area, you can feel the temperature drop by 10, 20, sometimes 30 degrees. into that area, and it's great. The people up there are great. People in Ventura, Oxnard, it's like living in the Midwest. It's that type of people, a lot of families, a lot of kids, people, generational houses up there. People have been there for 30, 40, 50 years. The guy that used to direct the Carol Burnett show, he used to have a house up there and a boat. And he used to be a great guy to go visit. Guy loved it up there. And he lived 2 hours, sometimes 2.5, 3 hours from work. And he'd take an hour and a half to get home every night. And he drove it every day. Dave Powers is his name. Every single day. He drove from downtown Ventura, where he had his house up there, to Fairfax and Beverly. Every day. 5 days a week. And people are always astonished by that. Hey, why are you driving 2.5 hours every morning? And he said, because I get away from work. And it's like being on vacation. Seal Beach is another great area. When I used to live in Seal Beach, it was an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to work. But when I got home, it was like being in Hawaii. And that Seal Beach area is one of the most spectacular downtown areas in the world. So much so that when I lived down there, I used to talk about how great Seal Beach was. And I got a call at home from the mayor. Mayor got my phone number through a mutual friend. He goes, hey, Tim, it's the mayor of Seal Beach. Hey, Mayor, how you doing? Nice to see you. God darn. And he goes, hey, can I ask you a huge favor? I said, sure, anything. I'm here. What do you need? Fire department looking for a donation. Is there a bake sale going on? I'll put something together. Maybe, I don't know, a bundt cake or something. He said, no. Can you do me a favor? Could you, on KFI, could you stop talking about how great Seal Beach is? I said, what? He said, yeah, it's bringing a lot of riffraff in. Because I don't know who's listening to your station, but it's bringing a lot of riffraff in.
Yeah, Claremont's seen a lot of problem people coming in there, too, lately.
Does Claremont get pissed when you talk about it on the air?
Never had anybody complain to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think
I had more people at the party at Morongo come up to me and talk about Claremont, though. So
is that right?
Yeah, it felt pretty funny.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Claremont.
Yeah.
The couple of times I've driven through it. The things that strike me about Claremont is, one, every single person, without exception, and you don't see this in Burbank, but you don't see it much in the Valley. But without exception, every person has their lawn or shrubbery manicured.
Yeah.
Nobody says screw it. In Burbank, you still have the 98-year-old guy that said F it like 20 years ago. And it's weed city everywhere. Yeah. Paint chipping off the house.
Claremont's nice, but it's not as nice as Seal Beach.
Yeah. Broken windows in Burbank. Yeah, guy said screw it. He's going to live there. Doesn't want anyone bothering him. And he's not going to do his lawn. But in Claremont, everybody, it looks great. And also, there's no billboards, I notice, in Claremont.
That is absolutely correct.
Everything is, a sign can only be 3 or 4 feet tall.
No drive-throughs.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No drive-throughs.
No liquor stores.
Wait, there's no liquor stores in Claremont?
Fast food restaurants.
Get out of here. Yeah. What a hellhole.
Oh, trust me. Right outside the Claremont line, there's more than one you can find.
Oh yeah, if you go east, that's where that big shopping center is.
Yep. And if you go west, yeah, you'll hit Laverne, Pomona, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah. And wait, does Claremont stretch all the way to the 10?
Yes.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, going down Indian Hill. Yeah, that's where they always have the prostitution busts that always take place about once every couple months. Right there in Claremont at the line of the 10 and Indian Hill.
Where is that?
Yeah, just south of the 10 on Indian Hill Boulevard in Claremont.
Indian Hill?
Yes, sir. There's a couple of no-tell motels down there on the other side of the freeway there on the south side.
So, slow down. Wait a minute. What? There's motels?
Yes, there are.
Hourly rate?
I don't know. I think so, though.
God, you got to be... I mean, in 2024, going in for an hourly rate at a motel, you have got to, see where you are in life.
You are scraping a little bit.
You've got to take a break.
You'll be scratching and scraping for a little bit.
You're just walking way too slow in life. You got to pick it up. Hourly rate. What is an hourly rate?
Oh God,
$25?
Back in the day when I remember, like when I first got out here and I was driving around looking for cheaper places to stay. Yeah, it would get that cheap, 30. I want to say like 30, 40, something like
an
that.
hour.
It's been so long. I remember seeing them, and I never took up on it. So
sure,
I just remember seeing them.
Okay, well, and if the hourly rate is $30 an hour, that's $360 a day.
Ooh,
I mean that's like Ritz-Carlton. But you got the color TV and HBO.
The bed that shakes.
The bed that shakes. Yeah, you throw a quarter in. Yeah, the kids like it until the kids realize when they get older what they've done. Like, what?
And what they're shaking up from the mattress.
Yeah. Hourly rate. And I don't know, I think you have to have a guy work the front desk if you're going to go hourly rate. I don't think a young lady, that's not her job.
Yeah.
As the, the receptionist for Bob's S House.
Sleeveless T-shirt,
right.
A little greasy on
all
it.
tatted up.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be tatted up there. All right. We're keeping on these poor people up in Ventura, Oxnard, Camarillo, just devastated by this fire today. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Timmy, Chris Christie just said that houses in Santa Paula are catching on fire now.
Oh, my God. That's 5 miles.
On the other
4
side
5
of the
miles.
126.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, my God. All right, we'll come back. We'll see if we can get some information on that. That's where Chris Christie was before, and he took a camera shot of what is 3 or 4 miles away, and he said, no, that can't be a fire connected to this. It just can't be, and it is. It is. That's another 3, 4, 5 miles northwest of where this fire is currently burning. That's unreal.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This horrible fire that's been burning all day long. It started early, around 9 o'clock this morning, and it's really affected a lot of people live up there. People are devastated, depressed out of their mind. They've seen one neighbor's house after another burned to the ground. And we have an update here on the mountain fire from Santa Paula.
Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse here in Camarillo, we now have new reports of houses catching on fire in the Santa Paula area on the other side of Camarillo Heights, which is what you're looking at right here. This is a new fire start, a big house catching on fire here in the last half hour or so. There are dozens.
There's no way that these people whose homes are burning now in the Santa Paula area, there's no way in the world when they heard this fire this morning in Moore Park would have ever in their worst nightmares thought that fire would go west and northwest enough to burn their home down. Never, ever. It's remarkable how quickly this fire and how far it has traveled.
Catching on fire here in the last half hour or so. There are dozens of active house fires here on the north side of the city of Camarillo. It has been a devastating day for this town, and you can see that fire threat is continuing into the night. This entire area is under a mandatory evacuation order and will remain so into tomorrow. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Chris Christie, ABC.
ABC Channel 7. Here's an update a little while ago on the mountain fire. Multiple houses burned in the dozens, and a lot of them 5,000-6,000 square foot homes, $3, $4, $5 million homes, easily.
Throughout the afternoon, we've been trying to keep track and come up with a rough number. We're talking about many dozens of homes.
Many dozens. 3, 4, 5 dozen. Could be 60, 70 homes. And tomorrow, when you wake up and you turn the TV on, you're getting up, you're getting your coffee, and you're going to go to work. Maybe you're listening to KFI, and then you watch a little bit of TV. You're going to see it just devastate like a war zone tomorrow in Camarillo.
Many dozens of homes that have burned to the ground here in Camarillo throughout this section of the city. You can see the foothills near the left side of your screen there, and as you come down the more densely populated flats continuing to burn as the sun sets. You can see each bright spot representing a separate house fire that is ongoing at this hour. It has been a devastating day here in the city of Camarillo. This fire started starting earlier this morning and continuing to burn, although the winds are starting to die down ever so slightly for the evening. This fire will be laying down, we're talking 10,000 acres, not of brush or forestry, but of suburban environment, as these homes are mostly a total loss. Reporting.
And Sophie Flay was out there with ABC News. This is about a half hour, maybe 40 minutes ago.
We've talked to residents who've either had to evacuate or have chosen to stay behind, some who are very close to those evacuation zones. I'm with Angela Burnson, who has been monitoring all of this, like many residents watching this with great concern as she sees what's happening up in the mountain. Angela, you've been watching this all day, all morning, afternoon. You've been a resident of Camarillo for more than 50 years. What has this day been like, and what are you watching?
It's been extremely devastating to watch. Just, 2.5, 3 miles away, you're just watching the mountaintop, house, and then another house just going up in flames, and then, helicopters going around your house, and it's been a very devastating day for the city of Camarillo. It's very quiet here, just very devastating.
We see one of those properties. I'm not sure if you're able to capture that through the lens, but there was a really large property that was on fire. We see some of those flames still there.
Yeah, like that house right there. It seemed like it went away, and then now it's starting to flare back up. So we're seeing a lot of that. And then, the wind is just picking that up and going into another property, and then taking that house.
And it's really tough because the news people who went up there, channel 2, 4, 5, 11, 9, 7, they have to be very careful not to intrude on the worst day of these people's lives, on some of them. And yet they have to get the news out there, because the only way you get, FEMA and natural disaster zones and money from the county, the state, the federal government is if it's on the news every single second. And then politicians will see it, and they'll have to react to it, and they will send money. So it's a very fine line that they draw, to interview somebody who on their worst day, but to get that news out there is beneficial for the people who live up there, because they will get more money, more help, more support the more we get the word out there. And that's why that's one of the reasons why a lot of them are out there.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
I'm sure Mo Kelly have updates for you. If you have big animals up in Ventura, cattle, horses, take them to the Ventura County Fairgrounds, 10 East Harbor Boulevard, right near that Crown Plaza, right off the pier. For small animals, 600 Aviation Drive in Camarillo. That's the Ventura County Animal Services, 600 Aviation Drive right near the airport. And evacuation shelter, Padre Sarah Parish, 5205 Upland Avenue in Camarillo. The fire in Malibu, 15% contained. The mountain fire, the bigger one in Camarillo, it doesn't say anything about containment. Over 10,450 acres have burned. So we'll have updates for you all night long, but be careful out there, even if you're not in Camarillo or in Malibu. Maybe you're in Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino. These winds are going to continue all night long and into tomorrow as well.
We're still in time to secure any of those loose outdoor items, charger devices. As Lauren was saying, there's a possibility for some power shutoffs and also just some power outages. Be careful where you park. There's a big chance that we could see some uprooted trees. We don't want any damage to your car, so put it in a garage somewhere. Avoid travel if you can, especially high-profile vehicles. Today, it's going to be very challenging on the roads, and stay informed with our First Alert Weather team. Now, the biggest concern here is fire danger. We have red flag warnings that cover most of Southern California, but there are areas where we are more concerned. We have extreme fire risk through the mountains of LA and Ventura County through Santa Clarita, and we have critical fire danger extending over the LA County mountains through the San Bernardino Mountains over into the Inland Empire and the Santa Ana Mountains. So avoid using anything that could create a spark today. And here's the weather setup. It's the system that's digging down into the Rockies. Yesterday it was in the Great Basin.
And, up in San Francisco, the entire city of San Francisco, the entire San Francisco Bay Area, San Jose, all that entire Oakland, that whole area is under the same exact watch we are right now. The fire danger is exactly the same up in Northern California as it is here in Southern California. So wherever you go, it's just the whole state is getting wiped out.
Yesterday it was in the Great Basin, but this system really is increasing those winds through the mountain passes and canyons. It's got very cold air, so unlike some of those warmer Santa Ana wind events, this system is going to be a cold one, so the winds that are channeling through those mountain passes and canyons are going to be chilly. Later this week, that's when we're going to see an improvement. Not really until we get into Friday, even Saturday. The weather really is shaping up to be fine. But
okay, so the weather, it's going to be freezing. Very, very cold here in Southern California. Up in Big Bear, the low tonight, I think, is 29 degrees in Big Bear. 31 tomorrow, 37 on Friday. It doesn't warm up to the 40s until Saturday. Even here locally in the San Fernando Valley, tonight's low is going to be 46 degrees. So fairly cold. In Malibu, Santa Monica, out near the ocean, these Santa Ana winds usually heat the ocean up or heat the coastline up, but not this one. 48, 47, 46 degrees, 49, 49, 49. So it's going to be in the 40s for the entire week at night for your lows. In Orange County, a little bit better in Orange County, not as cold. Irvine area, Orange County, 47 tonight, 49 on Friday and Saturday for the low. So it's going to be very, very cold outside, especially up in the mountains. Lancaster and the Antelope Valley, 31 degrees tonight, freezing. 35, 38, 40, 39. It's not going to get into the 40s until Tuesday of next week. So the nighttime low will be in the low to mid 30s for the Antelope Valley. All week long. Freezing, just freezing weather. If you're wandering out today and you're wondering why there are so many people at the Glendale Galleria, that's because Mookie Betts is there. He got there about 55 minutes ago at 6 o'clock. I don't know if you can still slide in there or not, but Mookie Betts with the LA Dodgers at the Glendale Galleria right now, signing autographs. So if you have some time, you want to slide over there, you can get an autograph from maybe if you get in. I don't know if you can get in. I know they're giving out wristbands earlier, and if you can get in, Mookie Betts. A lot of the Dodgers are out around the community, giving back. Autographing merchandise, shirts, hats, pictures, posters, and thanking the fans for showing up in such huge numbers, not only during the World Series but afterwards for the parade and the big celebration at Dodger Stadium as well. So Mookie Betts tonight, the positive news, he's at the Glendale Galleria signing autographs right now. The bad news is the fire in Malibu and the mountain fire. It remains wildly devastating to everybody in that area. If you haven't seen any photos, maybe working all day, you're in the car driving home, flip on some of the local news tonight, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and you'll see what we've been talking about all day. These fires are just horrible. These huge homes in Ventura, a lot of them, old, been there for 30, 40, 50 years, some of these families, and literally in 20 minutes, everything's gone. Everything is gone. And at some point, in your 60s, 70s, 80s, you don't have the money or the time or the energy to replace it. And where you thought you'd be spending the rest of your life in your single family home, your whole life has changed. And so we hearts go out to the people that have been devastated by this horrible, horrible fire. We'll have updates all night long.
Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.